Hey everybody, just wanted to give you a weather update. So let's dive right into it so we can share our page with everybody and see what we have. There is a winter weather advisory that's been posted, and I'll show you the areas that it affects. If you're in Morgan County, you are not in it, but you are close to it. So I would say let's take a look and tell me what, and you can decide what you want to do from here. So let's start off first with the models here. Let me go to this one first. So this one here is the HRRR. As you can see, this guy here is predicting a little. Like I said, I talked about it yesterday that there was a storm. It was more of a Palmer Ridge storm, and the Palmer Ridge is down here by Colorado Springs. So I kind of felt like this was going to be one of those snowstorms for those folks. So I do think it's going to be affecting parts of southern Morgan County, southwestern Washington County, places out there on the I-70 corridor. I don't think this is an I-76 storm, and I did mention that yesterday. So let's take a look. Let's make this guy move. As you can see there's the snowfall totals. If you're in Fort Morgan, you may get 4/10 of an inch of snow, maybe a little bit more out here in eastern Morgan County. But if you look here in these areas, this is Adams, Arapahoe County, Kit Carson County, and places like this, you're looking at 8.2, 10.1 inches of snow. So I do think the Palmer Ridge is going to set up a pretty good little snowstorm there for that region. And I'll show you the weather advisory here in just a moment. Let's take a move of this one here. This is the wrap, and you can see same thing. I think that's also believing that it's going to be very far south of us, of our northeast Colorado region. But I do think it's going to hit east central Colorado I-70 corridor. You can see here, these are some of the snowfall totals: 8.2, 8.4. And this 8.2 one is in southwestern Washington County. So, I mean, if you're in the southwestern part of Washington County, you're probably going to be affected by this snowstorm. As we go out farther east and farther, on the I-70 corner, out by Lyman and places, you're going to see some pretty good, impressive snowfall totals from this storm. I do think the metro area is going to get some as well. But again, I think most of it's going to center right off that Palmer Ridge and bring that snow into that section of the state. Let's look at this guy here. Okay, this is the Euro model. The European model has been pretty accurate, I think, lately. But you can see here it's starting to agree with today's storm. It also believes that there's going to be some snow south of here. And we're not going to see too much here in Morgan County and Washington County. Northern Washington County might get 2 to 3 inches. But as the further south we go, as you can see around I-70 corridor, 6.5 inches, etc. So, and then if we make this guy move a little bit into that New Year's Day forecast, as I was talking about, you can see the snowfall totals have really increased out east here, 7.5. There's like a dry slot right here in Weld County, kind of in that region there. I don't know. I'm looking at Morgan County, which is right. Sorry, it's hard to see it. There it is. So Morgan County here, this is like Brush, 4.8, Morgan 4.6, Wiggins 3.5. But again, this can deviate based on where the storm's going to be at, where it centers itself at. So let's take a look at this model here. We'll make this guy run. As you can see, the same thing. There you go. Pretty impressive snowfall total south of us again. 16 inches, 7, 9. Even in Morgan County, it feels even possibly southern Morgan County. I mean, there's like a line here. It's kind of strange, but this could deviate north a little bit. So if I look in southern Morgan County here, 6 and 7 inches of snow, but that line could move up just a little bit to the north. So we'll see where this storm sets at this point. Okay, so this is the satellite imagery of the current satellite imagery of the storm as it's working its way in. Right now, you should be seeing rainfall going on, some pretty steady rain that I took from Fort Morgan all the way back here to town. So, and it gets heavier in spots, the rain. So, I mean, it is really, it is a nice rain, and we do need the beneficial rain. It's not snow. I don't think it's cold enough quite yet. The temperature was 45 degrees when I was coming home in the car. So I do think that the cooler it gets, though, it's gonna change over to snow. My concern is, though, I think if it gets too cold tonight, we could see some freezing roads. So that's something that concerns me a little bit. So let's take a look at the weather map from the Weather Service. This is their updated one. This one here has the winter weather advisory. It used to only go just kind of in this southern part where my little guide is here. But now they've included Washington County, Yuma County is involved now, and now we're going out into parts of Kansas as well, and the Denver metro area. Okay, so now they're all part of this winter weather advisory. Let's take a look and see what it says here. Okay, and this is, let me go to it. There we go. So this one here, rain mixed with snow, changing to all snow this evening. Total snow accumulation is 2 to 6 inches. Snow is expected to decrease late tonight. Boulder, western suburbs of Denver and Byers, and it's from 5 p.m. until 8 a.m. tomorrow. And those are the impacts you can see. And then if we go out here to the other parts, these are Red Feather Lakes. You can see some of these areas are also involved in it. Castle Rock, Kiowa, Agate, Lyman. You're looking at 3 to 7 inches of snow out there, and that's going to last until 8 a.m. tomorrow. And road conditions are going to probably be terrible. I would venture to guess, especially with the rain that's falling currently, and then that snow picks up tonight, it's going to make it slushy and wet. So it may be a rough travel. So wouldn't be surprised to see potential road closures on I-70. They usually close that road down for anything. I mean, honestly, even high winds have caused it to shut it down as well. So just be prepared for that if you are traveling. Let's look at the one for Akron here in Washington County. This includes Last Chance, Akron, Cope, and Otis. You folks there, 2 to 5 inches of snow from 5 p.m. today until 8 a.m. tomorrow. Slippery road conditions. So if you're traveling on Highway 34 or Highway 63, 36, and those places out there, you're probably going to see some impacts from this snowstorm as well. So just something to keep in mind. This one here is for out of state. This is Wyoming or Wyoming. So I'm not too worried. There's Teller County, that's in other areas. El Paso County is south of us. So yeah, there's quite a few winter weather advisories, and the Sawatch Mountains there, as a matter of fact, at 11,000 feet. So there's definitely going to be quite a few impacts from this snowstorm. Okay, so let's take a look at the winter weather decision page. Okay, let's look at the probability of snowfall. Okay, so this is kind of what it believes at this point. 4 to 6 inches by Lyman, Akron, and this is the low end. I would say no, actually, this is not the low end. This is kind of what they believe is going to happen to fall. 2 to 3 inches, and 1 to 2 here. Sterling 1 to 2, Julesburg 1 to 2. Excuse me. Places like that. Now, they also have a graph, though, that has what's called the higher end. Okay, so let's take a look at the probability snowfall. Okay, this is the low end amount. So if everything fails and the storm just doesn't pan out, then these are the low totals. Okay, so you could see 2 inches, maybe even a tenth of an inch. But again, I don't think it's going to be that. I think it's going to be a little bit more. This one here, though, does concern me because it shows some higher end totals up here. It's a 10% chance, which is, it's a lower risk, but I do kind of feel like if you're in the southern portion of this storm here, out by Lyman and places, you could see some of these snowfall totals exaggerated out here to this amount. Matter of fact, even it shows in Sterling, instead of the tenth of an inch, you're getting almost 2 inches of snow. And then you're looking at Fort Morgan, 3.5, close to Greeley, 3.6. So these are some areas that are possibly could be involved into some heavier amounts of snow. So I do want to give you that at least update, so you do know that ice accumulation is possible, but it's not really showing much here. But I think it's going to be more from the roads freezing tonight as we go through. So let's take a look at the forecast. 45 is the current total degrees out there. Temperature with the north wind at 8, gusting up to 17. The wind chill makes it feel like 41. We'll take that compared to last week when it was negative 41. And then tonight, 80% chance of snow. It's going to change over from rain to snow, and then 70% overnight down to 20% tomorrow. So that's kind of what it looks like. A lot of people ask me if I can show the weather graph too. They like to kind of give them an idea of what's going to happen. So as you can see here, it's showing around 8 o'clock is when that snow is going to start falling here in my area. But again, the timing is pretty close. I mean, I would say if you're in Akron, maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock. So I do think that everybody's still going to get some type of snow tonight as we go through. Hi, Riley. Riley wants to be with me in the camera as usual. So yes, and the winds looking like they could gust up to I'm just trying to look here. 10, 15 miles an hour. Nothing horrible that we should be freaking out about as in last week's storm. And then the temperatures are going to bounce right back up to the 40s tomorrow. So that's that weather graph there. Now let's back up and look ahead. So New Year's Day looks like a slight chance of snow between 11 and noon, and then a rain and snow mix and a high of 41, kind of like what we're seeing right now. Sunday night, same thing. Monday, snow likely. Monday night, another chance of snow. So to start the new year off, we are probably going to see some snowfall, some 2023 snowfall. Don't know the totals yet. Still too far out for me to kind of give a guess. But if you're wondering what I'm feeling overall on this storm, I would venture to guess here in Morgan County, 1 to 3 inches in the central to northern parts of the county. Anywhere else out east and south, I think you're going to see higher totals from this snowstorm. I think, yeah, Sean, I think it's a possibility it can be a mess if the roads, if we get the higher end totals, like the weather service is saying it's a possibility. Yeah, we could get messy road conditions out here again. So, and I feel like we've just done a great job melting off everything in the last few days, but now it's deciding that it wants to go there. So we'll see what happens. So I hope that helps. Again, I don't think we're out of the woods yet, but I do think that we're not going to get a massive snowstorm like we had last week. Even those totals out south, I mean, if you get 6 inches, it's not going to be wind-driven snow. It's just going to be a good snowfall, and it's going to be. It's not going to be a dry snow like last week. It'll be a little bit more moisture content in it, but hey, we'll take it. So, and the rain is beneficial right now too. I know it's helping, and if you can, just be prepared for those as well. And if you don't need to drive tonight, and it does snow pretty good, stay home, enjoy the snowfall. Know that it's going to be gone here in a couple of days, and then we'll start back up again later on New Year's Day. So that's all I have for you. You're welcome, Yvonne. Appreciate you following along. Share us up on Facebook. Like us on Facebook. We also have a YouTube now. We're live on YouTube. Sorry about the dogs. They're barking like crazy. But we are live on YouTube now. So if you follow us on YouTube, you can also watch us live there. If you can't catch us live on Facebook, you can definitely go to YouTube and see us there now as well. We've linked it all in. So, and we appreciate that. So that's all I have for everybody, unless any other questions pop up, but I'm not seeing much come up across the screen. So there you go. Winter weather advisory again. And these are for Washington County, Yuma County, places like that. I'll share that here on the page so everybody can share that off with their friends to be careful for tonight. So, all right, that's it. During the entire time, somebody had to join me. Yes, she had to come and sit on my lap to be here during the broadcast because that's how she is. She's a good dog. So that's all I have for you all. So be careful out there. And I agree. I agree with you. I would love to see more snow days. So yes. So there you go. Okay. So take care, everybody. And if something major goes or anything changes on the warnings and watches, I'll definitely break in and give you a live update on that as well. Okay. So we appreciate it. Take care and be careful out there as you're driving. And remember to stay safe.